I can't lie. When I looked on the internet today, I had to check, recheck, and check again my calendar to make sure that it wasn't still April 1st. Because I saw that an NFL team signed Robert Griffin III. Let me repeat that. Somebody in the NFL was so desperate for quarterback help that they signed R.G. Nee. Let me repeat that. R.G. Nee. R.G. Nee. There was an NFL team that looked at R.G. Nee and said, he can help our football team. Are you freaking crazy? When I saw that, I thought it was April Fool's Day. I legit did. It legit fooled me. So I guess that does make me the April Fool, not opposed to any other month where I'm always the damn fool. But the Baltimore Ravens have signed Robert Griffin III. Why? 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 Robert Griffin III. R.G. Nee. Because he showed you so much in Washington based off of one rookie season in 2012 where he eventually blew out his knee, the questionable work ethic and dedication, the questionable ability to relate to his teammates, the fact that Washington couldn't wait to move the fuck on from him after giving so much up to get him that they went with Kirk Cousins, who they eventually couldn't wait to fucking move on from. That R.G. Nee, the same R.G. Nee that the Cleveland skid marks used as a justification to trade out of taking Carson Wentz second overall in 2016, who when he suited up, he sucked, and then of course because he's R.G. Nee, he got hurt again. So the Baltimore Ravens, who still live in this cocoon of their own bullshit, believing that Joe Flacco is anything close to an elite quarterback, while they pay the son of a bitch like one. You do you, Joe. That is cool Joe right there. Play 3 to 4 really, really good to great games in your entire career. Time it well. It's like the AFC Eli Manning effect. And then you con him into paying you a shit ton of money. And then a few years later, you con them into paying you even more of a shit ton of money. This Ravens organization, I guess Ozzie Newsome doesn't give a shit in his last year as general manager, does he? Clearly he doesn't. Because he thinks R.G. Nee brings value to the Baltimore Ravens. With his great leadership, with his great work ethic, with his ability to stay healthy, with his ability to learn in office, like thing after thing after thing you can point to is just laughable here. And what's really laughable about it is a guy like RG3, RG Nee, again, more people now by habit refer to him as RG Nee than they do RG3. That should tell you something, Ozzy. That should tell you something, DaCosta. That should tell you something, Baltimore Ravens. He got a job back in the NFL after sitting out 2017 before Colin Kaepernick did. And I understand. There are political things at play with Kaepernick. There are things about this and things about that. But Jesus Christ! Kaepernick is a vastly superior and more reliable player than an RG Nee ever has freaking been. Am I taking crazy pills here? That one good year that Robert Griffin III had in 2012, his rookie year before he smashed up his knee because Shanahan was a freaking moron, happened to also be the same year that Kaepernick came in and replaced Alex Smith and led the 49ers to the damn Super Bowl, and they came this close to freaking winning it. That Colin Kaepernick. That Kaepernick, who has won games in the NFL, has won big games in the NFL, has made big plays in the NFL, who's still physically in the peak of his career, the peak of his life. He can't get a job, but RG Nee can? Are you kidding me? I get it, though. Like, all the things I could say about this signing for the Ravens, it's 1 year. It's not for a ton of money. If RG Nee can't cut it, then they'll just cut him anyways. And you're talking about a guy who was formerly the number 2 overall pick in the league just 6 years ago. It's worth potentially kicking the tires on him. Especially with an RG knee as opposed to a Colin Kaepernick. You're not going to have a quarterback controversy bringing RG knee in. You would with Colin Kaepernick. Because you would have those that believe, both in the locker room and in the fan base and in the community, that Kaepernick is equivalent to or better than Flacco and should potentially be starting over him. You're not going to get any of that with RG unless you got the most ardent of Flacco haters and they're just being delusional with themselves. So RG3 profiles better as a true backup because he can be there. And you hope that he doesn't hurt himself with standing on the sidelines. I wouldn't be surprised if that son of a bitch tore his Achilles standing there holding the clipboard one damn time. Or gave himself 50 slivers or something. That's how injury prone this dude is. But that's what it's all about. RG with his own problems in terms of his personality, his work ethic, his leadership, doesn't matter as much as Kaepernick because Kaepernick took a knee during the national anthem. It's that simple. And also because RG is no discernible real threat to unseating Joe Flacco as the Ravens starting quarterback. He is absolutely no threat to creating a quarterback controversy, and everybody damn knows it. Whereas Kaepernick potentially could have been. So I guess instead of trying to trot out somebody like a Ryan Mallett again, it's worth kicking the tires on an RG Even though technically you could say the Browns gave him a second chance, and that didn't work out. But he's getting a third one. And you know what? I'm cool with that too. Because now we're getting to the point where it's not just bad and mediocre white quarterbacks that are getting chances with 2, 3, 4, 5 damn teams. Now we got somebody who's proven to not have it in RG He's now going to his third team. He's getting the tires kicked on him again. Hey, progress is progress. Slow and steady, I guess. But it is progress. Because years ago, if RG had busted out, he probably wouldn't get a second chance. He's getting a third. Meanwhile, Kaepernick can't even get a second chance. My God. It's 2018, and somebody actually signed RG And to top it all off, it's the Ravens, who weren't that far away from the Redskins, so they should have known what the hell they were dealing with here. The NFL is just crazy sometimes.